Everyone, and welcome to today's revision video on Miss Shelia Birling. So when she's first introduced in the play, she's introduced as a pretty girl in her early 20s, very pleased with life and rather excited. Shelia is the daughter of Arthur and Sybil Birling. At the start of the play, she's celebrating her engagement to Gerald Croft, and she's a giddy, naive and childish young lady. Earlier on in the play, she says, "I'm sorry, Daddy, actually I was listening." The use of daddy here instead of father suggests a level of immaturity or a dependent childlike relationship with her father. This can imply that she's treated like a child by her parents, or that she feels the need to appeal to her father in a way that maintains her position as a dutiful daughter. The stage direction, rather distressed, indicates that Shelia is genuinely affected by the news of Eva Smith's death. This contrasts with the more detached or self-interested reactions of other characters, highlighting her sensitivity and empathy. Sheila's statement, "I can't help thinking about this girl destroying herself so horribly," shows that she's deeply troubled by the circumstances of Eva Smith's death. Her choice of words emphasizes the tragic and violent nature of Eva's suicide, which haunts Shelia. As the play continues, she matures, admiring Gerald's honesty, even though he cheated on her. She says, "Yes, except for all last summer, when you never came near me, and I wondered what had happened to you." You could say that she has a more socialist view when she says, "But these girls aren't cheap labour, they're people." Sheila's line emphasises the humanity of the workers, directly countering the capitalist view that reduces them to mere cheap labour. By stating they're people, she acknowledges their dignity and worth as individuals. This statement starkly contrasts with her father, Arthur Birling's perspective. So when looking at the context and 1910's views of women, Sheila's excitement is palpable in her reaction. "Oh, Gerald, you got it. Is it the one that you wanted me to have?" In the stage direction, it underscores her youthful enthusiasm and romantic idealism. At this point in the play, Shelia appears to be a typical young woman thrilled about the engagement and the prospect of marriage. Sheila's inquiry, "Is it the one you wanted me to have?" indicates her desire to please Gerald and conform to his expectations. It highlights her initial subservience and the traditional gender roles she inhabits at the beginning of the play. So here are some words that you could use to describe Shelia Birling and how she changes throughout the play. At the beginning, she's immature, childish, naive, spoilt, materialistic, pretty, and excitable. When describing Eva Smith, she's presented as jealous, childish, spoilt, materialistic, spiteful, thoughtless. And by the end of Act 2, Shelia is more perceptive, more mature, more understanding, more responsible, wiser, and remorseful for her actions. So here are some key quotes to use on an essay question for Shelia. She says, "I'd be sorry for her." She says bitterly, "I suppose we're all nice people now." "I tell you, whoever that inspector was, it was anything but a joke." She also says, "Yes, of course it is. That's what I meant when I talked about building up a wall that's sure to be knocked flat. It makes it harder to bear." And finally she says, "I don't dislike you as I did half an hour ago, Gerald. In fact, in some odd way, I rather respect you more than I've ever done before. I knew anyway you were going to lie about those months last year when you hardly came near me. I knew there was something fishy about that time." So, if you do get a question on your exam about Shelia, Think about how she changes throughout the course of the play. What is she like at the beginning? And what's she like at the end of Act 1? What's changed there? How does Sheila exploit Eva and play a part in her death? What's Sheila like at the end of Act 2? Again, think about how has she changed, how has she matured. Think about her relationship with other characters and her relationship with Gerald. Has that changed throughout the course of the play, and why? And also think about the context. What was life like for women like Sheila in 1912, and how typical is her representation of this time?